If you own a vehicle, you've probably heard of a timing belt, but do you know what they are and why they are so important for your engine? I think they should be outright banned in vehicle design, and here's why. A lot of older cars on the road have timing belts that are long overdue for replacement and are on the verge of possibly leaving you stranded at any time. I have a few thoughts on this topic, and most of them are not favorable. What do you prefer, a belt or a chain? Before buying any car, I check to see if it has a timing belt, and if so, I avoid buying them altogether. I do have a Honda Pilot, and it has a timing belt, so I made that mistake, and now I'm gonna spend up to $2,000 to get this timing belt replaced. You really can't see anything under this hood because it has this cover, which is almost useless, but I guess it helps reduce some engine noise, and it also helps to keep the engine from getting dirty. With the cover off, you can just barely see the serpentine belt way down there in the engine compartment. On this Honda Pilot, the timing belt is most likely under this cover, and the only way I'd be able to see that is if I remove it. So the only way I would really be able to tell if this belt has been replaced is if I open that cover and look inside. I have owned this particular car since it was brand new, so I know this one has never been replaced, and eventually I'm gonna have to get it done. So what happens if you don't replace it? The timing belt is a crucial component in your car's engine. It's responsible for synchronizing the rotation of the crankshaft and camshaft and controls the opening and closing of the valves in the engine. Without a functioning timing belt, your engine wouldn't be able to run properly. In fact, if it snapped, it could destroy your entire engine. You probably already know this, but a timing belt is different than the one you see when you open your hood. The one that you can normally see under the hood is a serpentine belt. This one runs things like your alternator, your power steering, and maybe your air conditioner compressor. You normally won't see a timing belt unless you remove a cover on the end of your engine. The worst thing about timing belts is that they can break or malfunction, which can cause serious problems for a car's engine. A timing belt is a critical component of the car's engine, as it does help synchronize the movement of those internal components. If a timing belt breaks or fails, it can cause the engine to stop running or to suffer serious damage, particularly if you have interference valve heads. This can be a costly repair and may require the engine to be completely rebuilt. It is important to maintain and regularly check your timing belt to ensure that it is in good condition and to prevent costly breakdowns. The cost to replace a timing belt varies between around $500 and up to $2,000 depending on how much work you have done while you're in there. Most mechanics advise to replace the tensioner and any other moving parts with the belt. That way you avoid needing to go back in should one of those parts fail. Timing belts do have a finite lifespan. In most cases, the timing belt should be replaced every 60 to 100,000 miles or every 5 to 7 years, depending on the make and model of the car. Make sure that you get a high quality replacement. In fact, I recommend getting an OEM belt even if it costs a little more than what you can find online. There are two different types of engines with timing belts. There are interference and non-interference. When the timing belt breaks, the interference engine will need a complete overhaul. The valves will smash into the piston, wreaking havoc on the engine. In a non-interference engine, the damage isn't as devastating, but you'll still be stranded on the side of the road and require a tow. The alternative to this problem is a timing chain. Although timing chains do occasionally stretch and break, they are typically designed to last the entire life of the engine. That is why I believe timing belts should be banned. Timing chains are clearly more reliable, and car manufacturers use belts in an attempt to lower rotating mass, which gives a small bump in performance and fuel economy, but any potential savings far outweigh the cost of replacing the belt. Buying a used car with a timing belt is a gamble, where you're left guessing whether or not the belt has been replaced. And if not, you could inherit the expense of the replacement or the long-term cost of ignoring that replacement. So that's it. That's why I don't like timing belts. Make sure to keep up with your regular maintenance and replacements to keep your engine running smoothly and avoid any costly surprises down the road. If you like this video, add a little more life to my engine's timing belt by hitting that like button, and I'll see you in my next video.